Well, hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. I have a different video today than I normally do. But before we go ahead and get started, please make sure to subscribe, like, and also turn on that notification bell so you never miss a video that I post. Also, follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I'm literally everywhere, even Threads. Like, follow me everywhere. So today I wanted to do a little bit more of a casual chit-chatty type of video, more so around just kind of like what I've learned so far as a business owner. And I think this can be applied to anybody who has a business. It doesn't have to be an event planner, a designer, or anybody in the events industry. I think it can be applied to any type of business that you want to start, because essentially a lot of businesses are the same in the way that they operate and the way that they run. So why not share my thoughts on the process so far? So the first thing I've learned since starting my business was you literally have to be a jack of all trades when you start your business. I have worked in corporate America for a very, very long time. So I'm obviously used to all of the roles involved in companies. You have a CEO, you can have a CMO, you can have a chief financial officer, a chief operating officer, and all of those roles just basically come together to make something of the business. But when you are an entrepreneur and you're doing it yourself, you are literally all of those people in one. Like, it's literally like a one-man show. And it can be a little bit difficult to juggle all the hats that you have within that too, to make sure that your business is operating, correctly and in the way that it should. And I think one thing that I've learned from that is I really have to be organized and also break things out into chunks, or else I will literally end up going crazy trying to figure everything out. And the way that I've done that is during the week, I have designated my days towards doing certain things. So Monday is like my admin task, like making sure that my website is looking good, looking over any calls that I have scheduled for the week, any priorities I need to get done, just all of my like administrative stuff. And then the other days, it could be a day where I'm doing like my content creation like I'm doing today. It could be posting on social media, engaging with others on social media. Some of it can be, tracking my expenses and looking at my books to see what I've been spending and seeing how I'm working towards the monthly goals that I set for myself financially. And then some of it can just be, my typical stuff that I'm doing and work that I'm doing for my clients. And I found that helps it a little bit. I found that has helped me a lot in really organizing my days and my weeks, so I'm not feeling as overwhelmed with all of the stuff I have to get done whenever I am, working. So hopefully that can help somebody out too. The second thing that I've learned is how much you have to be your own cheerleader. Now, if you're fortunate enough to have people in your corner who are supporting you and rooting for you, that's great. That's awesome. Thankfully, I have people in my life that are those that serve that purpose for me. And believe it or not, we are not the center of attention of some people because we all have our own stuff going on. Oops, hold on, I'm getting a call. Okay, so before I was rudely interrupted, as I was saying, sometimes you have to be your biggest cheerleader. People have a lot of stuff going on in their lives. They have families, they have jobs, they have other priorities. And sometimes their priority is not supporting your business, even though they do support you in general. So a lot of the times you have to be the one to tell yourself that you did a great job, that you're doing a great job, that you'll continue to do great things, that you'll continue to grow into this business into something that's flourishing. And for some people, that can be hard to continue to motivate yourself when no one's watching, but validation from people a lot, especially since we live in a day and age where we just want validation from people. Social media has kind of wrecked our brains in that way, where if you don't get as many likes or if you don't get as many comments, you might feel a certain way depending on who you are. And to be a business owner is you have to continue to cheer yourself on and to keep pushing yourself even when you're not getting support, even when you're not getting kind of the push that you need from others. That internal push has to be for yourself. The other thing that I have learned since becoming a business owner is that it is not a 9-to-5. Being a business owner is a 24/7, 365. Y'all, I almost said if you watch Housewives, I almost struggled a little bit when Portia said 275 days a year, but it's 375 days a year. Being an entrepreneur is 24/7, 365 days. where there are times where you're working really, really late into the night. There are times when you're working really, really early in the morning, and just kind of continuing the whole day. There's so much that you get done. There's so much to get done in a day, where sometimes it's like you're working all day, and a lot of the time it's working all day and not seeing that instant reward from you working all day. And I think, again, living in a world where we value instant gratification, that can sometimes hinder us from continuing to like show up every single day, because we're expecting, if we're putting all of this hours and energy into this, we should see some type of reward. And sometimes that reward does not come immediately. It could be weeks or even months or even years later. But we have to try to, remain consistent in that. So one thing that's helped me, I'm really, really big on a work-life balance. I learned this from my corporate days, because it's very easy to get burned out and just tired and then lose motivation. So what I'd say too, I really just try to keep my work Monday through Friday. Because I work in the events industry, a lot of my events do take place during the weekend. So oftentimes during the weekend, I'm on site doing things. But if it's a weekend where I don't have things going on, trust and believe, I try my best to unplug. I try my best not to do a lot of work. If I do work, maybe just a couple hours, but definitely not like an all-day thing. I really try to structure my business into a Monday through Friday type of thing. And then on weekends, I really want to take some time back for myself to just, focus on me, regroup, rest, run errands, or do anything that I was not able to get to during the week. The other thing, and I think this is maybe the most important thing that I've learned, is being patient with yourself. As someone who owns their own business, and again, like I mentioned before, sometimes you don't get that instant gratification. You have to sometimes see the end result before it actually happens. And you have to have so much faith and conviction in that end result to make you keep going, even when you don't see it. There are many times where I'm sitting and I'm just like, this isn't moving as quickly as I would want to. This isn't like gaining traction as quickly as I would want to. And it's so easy to like slip up and say, okay, I'm not seeing anything of this. I'm just going to go back to the status quo. It's so easy to say that. But having that conviction and that faith, it's like, without me seeing it right now, without me seeing kind of the bigger picture right now, all of what I'm doing right now is going to get me there. And just because things might not be happening as fast as I would want to, just because things aren't as popular as I would want it to be, just because I'm not selling things out or I'm not booked and busy and all this different stuff, does not mean that I'm not working hard, does not mean that it's not going to work out. Because in anything, all great things take time. Rome wasn't built in a day. The pyramids weren't built in a day. You're talking about years of work. Not to say your business being successful would take years. You never know. We hear all the time about stuff that was an overnight success, but that doesn't happen for everyone. And it's okay that that doesn't happen for everyone, because if it happened for everyone and if it was easy, everybody would do it. So for me, especially if you're a person too who has a certain level of faith and you are prayerful in your life, I pray all the time over my business. I pray all the time that it will be this thing that I imagine it to be in my head. And I pray that God makes it easy for me to get there, and to get there successfully, and to also get there in a way that does not harm or does not deceive or does not hinder anybody else. I never want to have a business where I had to fight, cheat, steal to get it to be successful. That's not me, and therefore my business should never be representative of that. So I do pray to God too, to not let me be greedy and to not let me get things in a way that I'm not supposed to, because I don't see what good can come of that. I don't see how that could bless my business. So I pray over that. I pray that God will give me the knowledge, the strength, the motivation to keep going, to reach the heights that I know I can reach. And like I said, whether you're religious or not, faith doesn't have to mean believing in God. That doesn't have to mean praying or whatever. I respect everybody's beliefs. That's just mine. But I challenge you to always look at the bigger picture. And even if you're not there yet, even if you're not to where you want it to be, even if you're not where you want to be just yet, have faith that one day you will. And having that faith that one day you will is what it's going to get you out of bed every day to continue to move forward, until you get to that point and you're like, wow, this is where I saw myself. I'm here. It was all worth it. At the end of the day, it was all worth it. Again, I just wanted this to be a little chit chat video, just some things that I have learned so far with being a business owner. I'm also curious for other people who are business owner and have their own things going on. I would love to hear from you. Also, if you are a business owner and you've also learned things too, feel free to post it in the chat. I would love to talk to you guys and learn from you all as well. Hopefully you learned something from me too. Please like, comment, and subscribe to this video, and I will see you guys again here very, very soon. Bye.